Very good. Hold it. Turn back this way. Huh. You're turning into a great little model.
Then I deserve a raise in pay.
You're getting a raise from me, all right, but it has nothing to do with money.
That's trash.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Joe Kincher.
Kyle Schaefer.
And I'm Scott Swenson.
And this week we have a first. It's a double feature. So we're doing two short reviews of a couple films. I'll let Scott talk about that in a minute, why we're doing that. But the first film we're talking about is an Italian zombie movie from 1981 that is known in English as Burial Ground, The Nights of Terror. And I selected this one, so I can't give you a lot of background on it other than that it was one of those films that I tried to rent every zombie movie on the rack. There's a zombie rack at this video store I used to go to called Movie Madness. And I tried to rent most of the zombie movies like 10 years ago or so. And this is one that I just kind of avoided. I'm not a huge fan of Italian zombie movies in general. But ended up just desperately grabbing it. And it is really bad. It deserves its reputation. But it has a couple notable features. One of which is that it's a sex exploitation horror movie. So
And how.
And the other notable feature that you'll probably find out online if you look anything up about this is that there is an actor who is given an Anglo name of Peter Bark. He is a midget, and there were in Italy at this time there were restrictions from children working on horror films, restricted films. So they couldn't have a kid play this role, so they had to get a midget and have him play like a 11 or 12-year-old boy.
He's not exactly a midget.
No, he's more like...
I don't know what he is.
He's more like Gary Coleman, because he's like a small person.
He's like a little...
And you know he's not a kid.
Guys,
it's clear he's like
guys,
26.
should we be talking about this?
Probably not.
Anyway, he's amazing. He looks like Rachel Dratch from Saturday Night Live, and he has this pair of mom jeans that he wears with this huge flat butt that is just super smoking. So... to give you the quick overview of the film, and you can trust me, I was telling Kyle this earlier this week, the first 15 to 20 minutes of this film are important to the story, and the last 15 minutes are. In the middle is this long, gaping wasteland of people kind of whining and grunting and running from things.
Yeah,
so
this sums up both movies. Is that I thought this was exactly something happens, then nothing happens,
and
then
then
something
ends.
happens.
Yeah, then it ends.
Yeah.
Both movies. That's the connection between.
Yeah.
them.
It's like they went to a script writing school where they're like, here's how you write a script. You need something to happen, then filler, then something happen, then the end. Like,
So-
that's what Shakespeare did, right?
So yeah, I'll give I can sum this up in like 1 minute. There's a palatial villa in Italy, in northern Italy. And it's owned by some rich guy that looks like the Italian version of Gene Wilder. And he lets this professor live there and dig at this Etruscan tomb on his property. The professor finds something out at the beginning of the film. He goes to the tomb, starts digging something, and then he somehow...
in his underwear.
And he somehow awakens these Etruscan corpses. So, the Etruscans predate Rome. So these are very ancient corpses. So they wake up and attack him, and then the owner and his friends, who are there for apparently a lot of sex, show up in their cavalcade of cars and have sex. And then the next day, they go out around the grounds and do their own things. Some are writers, some are photographers, and the zombies start coming. And that is the film. They retreat to the house eventually. They try and to survive in the house, and then they decide, you know what, let's just let them in and use the confusion to get out. And then they go
Good idea.
I did that with rats in our house. Then they
A raccoon.
Then they run to a nearby monastery and find out that all the monks are already. Oh, by the way, this seems like it would be the type of zombie that is magical or something where it's not infectious, it's not a virus. In most of these films like this, it's more like the voodoo type of zombie. But in this case, it actually is infectious. So if someone's killed by them, they become one.
Didn't it seem to you like they were a little slow on letting you on to that, though? Because I felt like watching it, it was like, are these people that got, like, later on, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, these people all got infected.
I feel like, Joe, like that was made up. Like that was decided, like, wouldn't it
Way
be cool
late.
if she came back? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
they get to the monastery. They appeal to the monks to save them. The monks are zombies. They eat some of them. They chase them to a workroom, some type of workshop, and
Model building. Oh, he's a model builder.
and then it's over. So let's talk about the details.
I just want to say you made that movie sound a lot more interesting than it actually was.
Well, that's because it should have been as long as that description, I think. I mean, it was like
What about the sex
this thing was an
parts?
hour. It was like
Can I
sex
mention
parts.
the sex parts as being confusing?
yeah.
There's weird transitions
I
where
know my
like there's
orientation.
somebody having sex, and then I thought actually that there were like because I was only half paying attention because that's the only way you can watch it is kind of half paying attention because well it's this movie, but there's like a brunette and then there's a blonde and you get the confusion between the two. Like there's like all of a sudden like they're kind of doing things parallel at the same time, but like,
I think that was I don't know.
I don't know. I thought there was
honestly,
actually like a flashback going on it for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? It's very odd sex scenes.
Oh, okay, so all white people look alike to you. That's okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think that says more about you than about the movie, but you know.
Really?
You know what? That happened to me too, Scott. There was the two
Thank you.
brunettes that I couldn't tell apart.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And,
I thought you were saying you
and-
couldn't tell the brunette apart from the blonde.
No,
And
I'm not
the-
saying I couldn't tell them apart, but they seemed like the way they were intercut, it was confusing. But go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
Yeah, so I thought that there was an affair happening for
Yeah.
a couple times there. Like maybe there was some wife swapping.
Okay.
But it wasn't that interesting. It
Yeah,
wasn't that interesting.
they're Italian, so
Okay. So
I wrote some really weird, just like one-line notes, like kind of strike points, and for some reason, and I don't remember this, and maybe this will ring a bell with somebody, but the first thing I wrote down was Nostradamus. Is there a thing? I can't remember. It was like there was like a. Why the fuck would I write that?
That's
then I-
interesting because I wrote Alan Moore finds a cuniform
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
while doing research for his upcoming graphic
I was
novel.
thinking, yeah, probably the professor guy because he looks like the crazy bearded. Like I was like, what's the other guy? I was like, oh, it's Jerry Rubin. You know, that's Arcana
yeah.
reference. But there's like the guy doing the discovering. It's kind of the intro thing. He does the thing. He discovers the Etruscan like cave drawings or whatever the fuck it is, and then he gets eaten, and then it cuts to like this nice little kind of like pastoral thing, and it's this total rip-off Dave Brubeck Time Out intro.
Yeah,
like this
totally.
score,
Yeah.
it's like a complete like, hey, just do like a fake Dave Brubeck Time Out.
you know
It's
that
exact-
Joe, remember when like you would we'd have a party like in college and you'd have like Take Five out, a copy of that, we'd be playing it at the party or whatever, and then that Italian guy would come and he would whack off on that Dave Brubeck album and get cum all over it. And then when he played it, it sounded kind of gross in the 70s and sleazy.
Yeah, it would slow down a little bit,
That's
or
this,
just be like,
that's this record. It's like a disco, coked out, gross Italian Dave Brubeck.
Well, here I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the zombies, though the effects or lack of makeup and those are
you didn't like the makeup, Scott.
I did not like the makeup.
Okay.
I didn't
thought
hate it though. There were some zombies I thought were kind of fun, but a lot of them you could see that it was like very obviously a mask.
Yeah. Some of them looked a little slapdash, but some of them I was like, oh, that's kind of different. I haven't really seen that. You know, it was thought out. It seemed like they thought out a few of them, and then some of them it was just like.
There was another thing that I did find amusing with the zombies was there was a few instances where they're kind of walking, like, and they're going up the stairs, and like there's another one trying to crawl, and but there's this the way they're walking and the pace they're walking is that sort of casual, like they're gonna go punch the time clock.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
a single file. I'm just waiting for them to go, morning, Bob, morning, you know.
But they also had an amazing like level of teamwork.
Mhm.
Like, you know, let's get, you know what, we're gonna bust this door down. We gotta team up. Like
Yeah.
we gotta get together and like all grab this thing and bust it down. Like they really had, like they were organized, man, for zombies.
I like
Usually
that.
Zombies.
Yeah.
I did too,
And they
because
use
it was like
tools.
usually zombies are just like every zombie for himself, but
They used
man,
axes.
these guys were in it for the greater good for sure.
Yeah, again, which kind of points to my thing of being, you know, they're not viral zombies. This isn't like just a virus animating corpses. These are actually animated through some type of magic or black magic or curse or something. But
Right. And yeah, definitely. And you got that sense early in the film. I thought, oh, okay, these guys are like ancient Etruscans, and they were clearly like of some kind of brotherhood, some kind of order. They were all peasant workers or all something. You know what I mean? They all knew each other. It felt like a community, and I'm like being dead serious here. Like it felt like, oh, these guys aren't just random. We were all in a cemetery together, and then, you know what I mean?
no, it's like Scott said, they're punching the clock.
Yeah.
They're
Yep.
It's like
They're-
they were
they're a
all
union.
in it together.
They're a union,
Yeah,
exactly.
they were unionized.
And there's another interesting thing about the zombies is like one thing I've learned is that if you want to get one of them to hold still, just point a gun at it. They'll hold perfectly still.
I love
Like,
that.
blow
I
its
love
head
that
off.
once the doughheads realize that you have to, you know, hit the head, the whole zombie
Yeah.
warning curve thing. That it's like terracotta, and the sound effect is like breaking a flower pot.
Yeah, and then they show like it's clearly a plaster of Paris head.
Yeah.
No, no! Stand back! I'm your friend! No, no, no!
That's right.
No,
Isn't
if you-
that take 7, right?
Take 7.
Yeah.
And
Take
much less
five was the
popular.
good. Take 5 was the good one, but then they're like, let's get just a couple more just to like cover our bases, and that was like take 9, and they were like, no, let's not use that. We'll just sell it.
I want to know why his idea of trying to reason with the zombies is telling them you're my friend. We're friends. Do you remember?
Because he had the secret. He knew what was going to happen. He was like,
He's
hey,
Did he?
Yeah, he's like, I get you
Then
guys.
why did he do it?
I'm trying to discover you. I'm trying to like show that you guys were cool.
I like that you don't really know what he discovered and what he was attempting to do because
Yeah, that's true, and that I mean, I liked that, but I hated it because it's like they could have when the movie comes around, it's like all you would have needed to do to make this make sense and come full circle is add a line of dialogue in the beginning, like show kind of a discovery. Because at the end, if I may, at the very end, there's a quote that we see when the whole movie's over that's like shown up on the screen like it's some kind of like Bible verse or something out of the Necronomicon or something, and it says it's attributed to the prophecy, misspelled with an F instead of a PH, but prophecy of the Black Spider, as if that's a tome. And not only is that a better name for a movie than Burial Ground :
the
whatever
Knights of Terror.
Knights of Terror. Like that should have been that they could have used that as a title and been like, oh, that was the thing,
Here's the
and
thing.
said like, hey, that was the prophecy. The Black Spider will come
I
back.
actually
something,
no. I actually looked it up. I know the prophecy. What it refers to.
Oh,
Okay.
It says if you want new friends, dig them up. Now we have the motivation for the movie. But I'm your friend.
so they yeah.
So now we
Is
know
that on
what he's doing.
Wikipedia?
It bears mentioning part of the reason this film was infamous is the relationship that Michael, the boy, has with his mother. So when they arrive, Michael gets his room adjacent to his mom and her new husband, I guess. And they start getting down, and Michael... there's a really long, drawn-out scene where you see the shadow slowly approaching the doorway, because we've seen a zombie, right? So it could be a zombie. And the shadow's approaching the doorway of the threshold of her room, and then it's just her son watching her screw a guy. And she realizes he's there and jumps up off of her husband and covers herself up and blah, blah, blah.
You know what I really liked about that?
She doesn't cover herself up, though. She jumps up and stands there full, what are you doing? What are you doing? And she doesn't make any attempt to cover herself up.
What were you going to say, Kyle?
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say she actually gets out of the bed.
Oh, and doesn't
naked, runs across the room, picks up a silk nightie, and then kind of covers herself up.
Doesn't she just hold it over her lower half, though? Yeah, very odd. They're Italian, though.
So you're telling me that that there are union restrictions that we're trying to protect kids from this kind of production?
That is what I read on the internet, Kyle.
Okay.
I don't believe that because they're Italian.
Okay, I have a
was he in other movies?
Look him up on IMDb. I don't think so. I've seen pictures of him as an adult, as like modern pictures of him at like horror, conventions and stuff.
So he's still happening, huh?
He's still Peter Barking it up.
Oh man, I hope he doesn't listen to the podcast.
I had two theories about that because I didn't know about this union theory. And one was, first watching it, I thought, oh, this spooky kid, because he's spooky looking, was going to somehow play into it. Like, some kind of Stephen King thing. I don't know what. Like, he's going to get possessed, or he's controlling it, like one of the other movies we've seen, or something. And then when that clearly wasn't the case, then a scene that I won't talk about yet, but that we'll get to very shortly, I was like, oh, that's why they couldn't have a kid do it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a rated R thing, and they couldn't have a kid pull that moment off, even if it's fake. Like, even the Italians were like, no,
I
okay.
think the classification when they filed the paperwork with sex horror film probably kind of precluded.
They probably
I don't know. They got away with it on Game of Thrones, so.
Yeah, but we're enlightened now.
Oh, that's true.
So let's move along real quickly. So the next morning they all have breakfast. Oh, sorry, Kyle.
Can we play a little clip of my? Oh, actually. No.
Oh yeah, I did actually have that one clip I sent you, Matt, of that scene. Isn't that the one?
We're not there yet, guys.
Later one? Oh,
I was kind of moving a little sequentially.
Oh.
I know what you want to play, but we're not there yet.
No, I thought it was the mama one. I guess it was the later one, wasn't it?
It is later.
Oh, sorry.
The next one, actually, so they get up in the morning, they have breakfast, they go about their day exploring the grounds, as I mentioned earlier. And one guy there is a photographer, and he goes out with his blonde girlfriend, and they're taking pictures. And Joe mentioned this, there's actually some foreshadowing, despite the film's best intentions. She falls down, and she makes some comment like, oh, the ground just kind of collapsed under me, and but the turf seems stable. And then she's also the girl who's going to step into a bear trap in about 5 minutes. She also is the girl she's the Phoebe of the group. She's had a bad dream about this. She's got bad juju going on. She knows something bad's going to happen. But the photographer boyfriend, Scott pointed out, this might be Will Ferrell.
Oh, God.
Mark, what is it?
I don't know.
God, it's horrible.
Whatever it is, it's not human. It's a walking corpse.
Oh, Mark, I'm terrified, Mark.
Come on. Let's get out of here. Now. Come on.
This would be a good place maybe to mention that the rest of the score of this movie is like what the Dave Brubeck thing was in the beginning. What Matt said about the Italian version of that is the Italian like Wendy Carlos soundtrack. And this is about the same year that Wendy Carlos did the Tron soundtrack. You know her from Clockwork Orange. So it's a lot of Moog kind of like, you know, I know Vangelis did Blade Runner or whatever, but it's that same kind of ethereal, and it's like a shitty version of that. And I was convinced until my wife looked it up and found like, no, these are the composers of this. I was like, you know, I bet like Wendy Carlos just like needed some money and tossed off a thing with Rachel Elkind in like a day and just like sold it to some shitty film. It was just like, yeah, just knock this out. You want it? Yeah, give me money, please. But no, that's not the case. But it's like a B grade electronic soundtrack. It's very weird.
Play the whole thing.
So the zombies have come. They're running away. By the way, that sound that girl made when the zombies showed up, that crying, annoying, whimpering, simpering sound, she makes that literally the rest of the film.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That is the sound she makes the rest of the film. Meanwhile, back in the owner, George, I think his name is, back in the basement where the professors stored some artifacts, they're looking around, Michael and George and Michael's mom, and Michael makes a discovery.
I think this would look nice in the mantelpiece.
But it belongs to the professor.
Well, he did find it on our property, darling, and after all, scientists should be above...
Mama? Yes, darling, what is it?
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Why, it's nothing but an old rag, Michael. You get the strangest ideas in that young head of yours, don't you? You come up with a new one every hour.
Mama.
Oh, wow.
I have written down for that scene, this is where I wrote down Italian, Michael Caine, and Angelica Houston, and David Spade, because that's who's going to play them when they remake this movie.
Finally.
And did anyone catch the red shirt reference? I think it's a clear reference. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Like Star Trek red shirt?
Yeah. Because the dad, if you watch that scene...
He's not the dad, he's the stepdad.
Stepdad.
I think.
Stepdad is dressed like he's got this tight red shirt, and all that's missing to make him a red shirt is he doesn't have the Starfleet thing, but he's got a gold chain.
And he's got his gun in his belt loop or whatever, like...
Yeah, and I saw him and I was like, well, he's going to be the first to die. And he was. And I was like, they did a total red shirt thing. It was the craziest thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe it was a coincidence, but go back and watch it and judge for yourself.
I will not do that.
Yeah, I know you won't.
I'm not going to... You can't pay me to go back and watch this movie.
You know, I wouldn't even rewind it to confirm that. I'm just pretty sure my first impression was right and I ran with it.
I've seen this like 4 times. It gets better every time.
You stand by that, huh?
I do,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
you want to
so-
talk about the
so-
flammable green paint that happens in that scene?
Sure, if you want. You know, we're kind of doing a mini
I don't know.
review
Yeah.
here. I think we
gotta
should
move on.
hit some
I think-
high points.
Yeah, let's because I think that there's a lot of filler.
I've said everything I need to say about this film.
Okay,
quite
so
honestly.
I'm just starting. I think Kyle's probably got some more stuff to say. So Michael, I want people to hear the relationship more about Michael and his mom. So
Definitely.
after a scare, Michael runs to his mom for comfort. And Kyle, can we hear a little bit of that exchange?
Mama, I can't stand it anymore. Please let me stay close to you, Mama.
Oh, my poor darling. Can you forgive me for having brought you to this terrible place?
Of course, Mama.
Oh.
Mama. I love you so much. I need to feel you near me. I need to touch you. When I was a baby, you always used to hold me to your breast. I loved your breast so much, Mama.
Michael!
What's wrong? I'm your son.
Michael!
You really should put a little warning. You can't unhear this.
So their relationship is complicated, which I like, you know. So a bunch of stuff happens at this point, like we're all saying that there's a lot of filler. I do want to share another clip before we move on, though. Joe was really fond of a sound effect in this film. The party's moving all together through the house, and a door starts opening. And this might win the Creaky for the year of 1981, I think.
At the Soundies. Wow.
1.5 times.
That is a 20-second clip of one creaking door.
And
I love it.
Who comes through, Joe?
Oh fuck! I don't even know. It
The
should
professor.
Be Elvis. Like you said, it should be Elvis, but it's the professor.
It's a big, or James Brown. It's a big entrance, but it's the professor, which
It's
that's
the professor who we've completely forgotten about. At
I,
this point.
I think at this point we don't know that they revive after they've been killed by the Etruscans. So this is a big reveal. So my next clip I want to play is the immediate following scene where the servant Nicholas encounters his not his master, because the professor didn't actually own the place; he just lived there. But it's called Best Bad Dubbing, and it's I love it. He sounds sarcastic in his suffering.
Oh, Professor, we were getting very worried about you, sir. We've got to get out of here. No. But, Professor, they're expecting us. Professor! Ah! 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 Ah!
Wait for us here. Stay together.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's like he's pretending to be tortured.
Yeah, he's like a prostitute.
Oh no! Please don't! It really hurts.
Stop eating
no,
me.
Please stop. Yeah. Hey, you guys, I'm having I was thinking that we could do like a couples thing and go up and have like a sex party at this castle. Kyle, you want to bring your little weird son?
Sure. You know, is it okay? He kind of looks like Gazoo from Flintstones. Is that okay?
Oh, I fucking love that show. Yeah. Yeah,
We
kind
just-
of a
we
David
just-
Spade type, but like Gazoo, but less green.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And we just got him some really cute little pants that I think you're gonna like.
Great.
They were
More the
they were
merrier.
his sisters, but
Cool. He's got
they
a breast
They fit
thing
him
in here.
just fine.
Nice
Hey,
and
he's
flat
got
back.
a thing for the boobs.
Well, you know, he's got a thing for his mom too. We're kind of trying to.
I'll bring him along. We'll work on it.
So
Yeah, they're
It'll be
Italians.
fun.
let's
It'll be
make a
fun.
long story short here.
Sucks.
What
Next.
what happens is after the scene, Michael encounters a girl from the party who was killed, and she's a zombie now, and she attacks him, and his mother finds him, and she's horrified and kills the zombie that killed her son, and then they move on from the house to the monastery, as we mentioned. But Peter Bark, Michael, comes back. Kyle, I want you to kind of just wrap this thing up with the most important scene of the movie.
I have no idea what we're even talking about. I don't even
You're
remember.
just
this
caved
part.
under the pressure.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole.
Michael reappears.
Boob.
as
Yeah.
the undead.
It's the whole payoff for the whole reason they filmed the movie.
Pretty much.
Everybody
They're like,
gets out.
hey, this guy could
escapes,
be a
lives.
kid, and here comes let's have the kid come back as a zombie and bite his mom on the boob.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
What would you suggest?
No, we shouldn't talk about it. Actually,
I don't know if I can talk about that. Okay. Oh God, this is so disgusting. Michael comes back as the zombie, right? Is this what we're talking about? And then he comes through the door, and then
this is the money shot, dude.
And then the mom is so distraught at seeing her son as this zombie kid that she finally reveals.
Do you know why? Let's talk about why. Because he wanted to nurse
overjoyed.
at her breast, and she was horrified by that. And then he got up and ran away, and got killed. So this is her emotional makeup. Is like, well, I'm sorry. You can nurse
Her
now.
restitution. Yeah,
she's so broken up by grief that she feels bad, and she's going to go, oh, here goes my boob, and you're okay, but I know you're not, but I'm going to pretend you are, and bite the boob.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and he bites it. He bites it right off. You see him bite the fake boob, and he pulls it off, and then he chews on this nipple for like the whole rest of the movie. Every time you see him, he's got this nipple, and he's just chewing on this nipple.
Was there more of the movie after that?
That's pretty much it. Everybody dies, right?
Yeah. The girl that had her foot in the bear trap that whined, all the clips that we heard.
She lived?
No. She's the one that the zombies finally descend on, and their hands are reaching for her, and then we hear that prog rock that we heard earlier.
And then we see that quote that's like the prophecy of the spider, black spider. There is right before that her boyfriend is trying to defend, and he has like a stick, he grabs like I'm assuming it's balsa wood because it's like a model shop, and he grabs this stick, and he's gonna beat this zombie with it, and he keeps hitting him in the shoulders, and they've already established in the film like, go for the head, crush the head, that's how you kill him. And he's like right up in close hand-to-hand combat with this thing with a stick, and he keeps like just hitting him in the shoulder, and then he hits him in the other shoulder, and he keeps hitting him in the shoulders. I'm like, you fucking dumbass, what are you doing? And then the zombie ends up throwing him over the balustrade and he doesn't die, and then I think they like put his head into a table saw or something.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. Should have said that.
Yeah. So, all right. So this is the end of the first half. Of our show.
So our next movie in our double feature this evening is a movie. This is a thread that ties these two movies together, I think, is that I also had a lot of nostalgia, maybe not a lot of nostalgia, but I had some nostalgia for this movie and remembered it as something, we should watch this. Like Matt did with Burial Ground, I felt this way with Crater Lake Monster. Oh, it's on YouTube. Let's do this. And they both are, kind of terrible. Something happens, then nothing happens, and then it ends. So the same format. But also, we were thinking, hey, it's Halloween. We should have a special episode, something different. This is the last episode we're going to do before Halloween, so we should be able to fit 2 monster movies in there. And essentially, the Crater Lake Monster is it's a story. It's a movie about 2 hillbillies in love who get attacked by a dinosaur.
Can I just say something real quick before you launch into any more? I was pretty bummed to see that this was not the Crater Lake that Oregonians know.
Yeah.
This was filmed in Northern California in a totally different place. This is not actually Crater Lake.
There is one shot of Crater Lake.
There is like 1 or 2 shots in there of like you see Wizard Island and stuff, but this is not actually Crater Lake.
No. The geography's terrible.
Okay.
The geography is terrible. There's a guy with a ranch. Like I'm like, oh, I'm so happy about the ranch on our national park. I didn't know you could do that. I'm gonna go get a ranch going. We're in Yellowstone, but whatever. So anyway, this movie basically is. There's really not much to say other than that there's a lake, Crater Lake, but it's not actually Crater Lake. There's some attacks happen. Some people.
Well, what triggers the attacks?
I can't even tell you.
The media.
I can tell you.
Thank you, Kyle.
Scott, do you mind if I
Please cut in.
Well, what happens with this picture? And Scott, I think you're right. I think that this ultimately is a love story between many different couples, and also between a monster and a person. Basically, what happens is that a meteor shoots through the atmosphere and is on fire, and it's so hot that it plunges into Crater Lake and sinks to the bottom.
Sexily
sinks.
Very
And then you find out later that 6 months has passed. And all of a sudden, like all the fish disappear.
6 months later.
Yeah, all the fish disappear in the lake. All of a sudden, people...
FYI, there are no fish in Crater Lake.
Yeah.
There aren't?
No. It's a second deepest body of water in the world. Little factoid for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's completely freshwater, but it's sterile. Lifeless. There's basically nothing.
I mean, there's some life, in the very, very bottom, but it's primitive.
Yep. Weird.
That's cool.
So maybe. Oh,
so in this
that's
movie,
why there's no fish, because the dinosaur ate them.
So they're trying to drop all these little hints that something is going on. Cattle are missing, and then in our story, we actually have a couple of people that go missing, and a couple of strange sightings of this thing. So it really kind of starts out with this group of scientists. All right, here's a connective theme here. These two scientists find a cave painting in the middle of this tunnel.
In a mine.
In a mine, and somebody just looked over to the side of the perfectly drilled hole and saw this neat stencil of some people with a giant. I forget the dinosaur's name.
Scott, you should know.
It's supposed to be a plesiosaur.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that's the dinosaur that's shaped like a brontosaurus, but instead of legs, they have flippers like a seal.
And
picture the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, think Loch Ness.
The best part is when they find the cave painting, the scientist goes, "It's proof."
Yeah.
It's proof dinosaurs and man live together. It's like, that's not proof.
That's
a drawing.
Yeah, a drawing. It's just an imagination.
It's proof someone drew that.
It's proof of imagination.
I thought they proved that already with that movie Babe. Yeah. Oh, actually, that comes later.
I totally looked that up tonight.
Hey, did you guys notice the Gilligan's Island font, the Sherwood Schwartz font?
I did notice that.
Title C. I was like, oh, they're using the Sherwood Schwartz, like Gilligan's Island font. I was like, oh, that's interesting choice. That's good.
There's a lot of interesting
bold choice for the 80s. Let's ring in the new decade, 81. Let's start it off right. Let's get it modern. Let's make it modern, and let's you know what? Gilligan's Island. Nobody remembers that. Let's use that. It was beautiful. Did you notice how the first thing I fucking noticed about this film? No shit. I was like, this is beautifully shot. Like beautifully shot. There's vibrant color and here's what happened. I was like, this is for a B movie, because B movies, what's the Video Dead? Most B movies, if they're not black and white, they're usually a washed out video, kind of gray. Like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. This one, I was like, this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. It was like colors, and it was just every shot was gorgeous. And so I ended up looking up the guy who did. I'm like, who the fuck is? I'm like, they have a good DP. Who's their director of photography? It's Paul Gentry. Paul Gentry is a guy who's worked on major motion pictures since then. He most of his credits are under visual effects, but as a visual effects guy, he's done 64 films, including, I think his first one is Laser Blast. He worked. He was a. He was Holy Grail, and he was a visual effects artist on Cabin Boy. What?
Love
But
it.
he also worked on Terminator 2, Judgment Day. He worked on Gremlins 2, Puppet Master 2, pretty much anything with 2 in the title that came out in the 80s and 90s. And some really fantastic shit. And so he knew his shit. Like, the guy was an artist. So, and all that, like, one of the things that you notice when you, if you look up comments for this movie, one of the biggest complaints, the biggest, like, oh, this movie fucking sucks, worst movie ever. It's like, they don't even know, like, because, and I even wrote, the first thing I wrote in this movie is, like, Day for Night, like, right out of the gate.
Nightmare.
Like, fucking shitty, terrible, daymare and, like, day for night thing. But a guy who, according to the IMDb trivia, a guy who was an actor on the film and a co-writer was like, yeah, what happened was Crown International Pictures, famously shitty studio, took over production, post-production, and they didn't know what the fuck or didn't care, and so they didn't do any of that stuff, like the blue filter or whatever that you're supposed to do later. Like, it's not Paul Gentry's fault. He's like, we'll just shoot it in great light, and then we'll do that later. And they didn't. So, like, you're watching the film, and you don't even know until somebody comes out with a flashlight, and you're like, oh, shit, it's supposed to be night, and they fucked up. Or, like, isn't it a beautiful evening? Look at the moon, look at the stars.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's fucking noon.
That's like the infamous example of that in this film is the quote-unquote British magician and his assistant are out on a boat,
God.
and she's looking up saying, oh, the stars, there's so many stars, and it's
so
clearly
many
like 1 in the
stars.
afternoon.
Yeah.
So, Joe, you bring up a great point. I wanted to also mention that there's some beefs with the creators of this film and with how it's handled in post and distributed. And the first one was that they did not handle the day for night shots right. They didn't put the blue filter in, which makes it moronic. The other issue is they did not like the fact that the studio just chose library music and put it haphazardly wherever they wanted to. So
I thought that was a brilliant choice.
Really?
I loved that because I felt like this whole film had a sense of humor about itself, and they did it as beautifully as they could. But it also was, I was like, they were doing a cheap thing by using the stock soundtrack stuff, and it was like the first Nessie scene is I think is where you go, oh my god, this is totally like, this film's from 1981, but it's like this is from a movie from 1960 clearly. And it's just like background score. But then when they use it in more scenes, it's kind of like, I was like, okay, with the stop motion puppet and stuff, I was like, maybe they're doing that sort of on purpose, so like tongue in cheek sort of thing.
See, I read that the studio got the music, they used stock music because, like, you know, it's all haphazardly put in there because the movie was shot haphazardly. It was their way of protesting. They're like, here's
I like that. That's awesome.
terrible.
Really?
Here's terrible music. No.
Because okay, and here's why I like that, Scott, is because there are a couple of scenes where the music is wildly inappropriate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A couple.
Wildly, like, are you fucking kidding me? You picked this, and it's like, and it's what led like some people to think that like those two hillbilly boat characters, Arnie and his little scarf buddy, like, are they gay? And it's like, oh, it's because of this scene, because they come in on the boat and it's like, and it's like, oh, they're dating. Oh wait,
it sounds like The Odd Couple.
it's like, well, no, it's like a dating, like romantic, like picnic sort of thing.
So
and your brain is programmed to think of it a certain way.
So we haven't met the hillbillies yet.
Yeah,
Kyle,
sorry,
what was happening? And you they were at the cave with the scientists. What happened after that?
Kyle mentioned. Oh, sorry.
Go
ahead. I was thinking we could jump forward or maybe just introduce some of the characters here.
I was going to jump to a clip and kind of explain where we're going. So after the mine and the cave paintings, we meet the sheriff of the town, who looks to me a lot like the captain from Monk, who's also played the serial killer in Silence of the Lambs. I think his name is Captain Stoudemire. So to me, he was Captain Stoudemire the entire film. But he has promised.
And he looks a little bit like Coach. maybe, or something.
Okay.
No? Craig T. Nelson?
No, not so much. But he
okay.
so he promises to take the scientists out to explore this meteorite that landed in the lake, and they get on the boat, and so in keeping with kind of Joe's description of the musical choices, the studio put in this music.
Remember the Muppet Show when they do the dance ballroom scene and they'd all talk?
Yeah, it's like Lawrence
Well-
Welk.
I swear that's the same music.
Well, the Muppet Show was also filmed in 1981, but I think they both stole this music from like the Lawrence Welk show in the 50s. Did you like? Okay, so like the sheriff character, right? Okay, I love this moment. So he's like talking on the phone, and he's got a scorecard. He reaches for the fly swatter, and he swats a fly, and then it shows he's got a scorecard on the wall that's like me, and then like a bunch of hash marks, like domino style, like 1, 2, 3, 4 / through at 5, and then flies, and it's like 1, 2, 3. Like, did you see that? Flies versus me. Like, he's keeping score of
the
like
flies have killed
versus
him 3
flies.
times.
Just to enforce
Yeah,
the fact
like-
that you guys, he doesn't do much as far as sheriff is he in this town
No,
until
he talks on the phone.
until
Yeah. Until shit hits the fan. Rated R. But like when did the flies win? Like how's the fly win? Like
They escaped.
Oh man, you bit me? Or well, but he doesn't know. I don't know.
they got away from the
I want to
swatter.
see a movie about that. I guess is what I'm saying. I want to see sheriff versus flies.
You did see that movie.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it twice.
Men in Black 2. It was Men in Black 2.
Okay,
Well,
so
So where's the hillbillies? You know, have they come in after?
well, Cal made,
Okay, go. I'm.
Cal took me out to lunch, and we were talking about this film a little bit when we ate, and he pointed out like the film seems to be about the hillbillies, like even more than it is about the monster or anything else.
absolutely.
So we should probably just move on to maybe some of the
Yeah, it was
hillbilly
a hillbilly
crap.
love story.
Yeah. I think Arnie's the hero.
So these are the comic relief guys.
Yes, they are. The music
they
they
look
choose for them is the best too.
But they look like Arnie. Arnie looks like a shorter Will Ferrell in like a Bonnie Prince Billy beard, or I guess Kyle, you said maybe with a little John C. Reilly or something.
Just a hint.
Just a dash. And his buddy looks like a balder, shorter, goofier
Scott Baio.
Kevin.
No, Kevin Pollak. Kevin Pollak, who most people probably know from Usual Suspects. And he's got like a scarf, like a little scarf tied on some of the time, and like some bell bottoms. And I don't know what their deal is, but yeah, they're like two guys that run, like they rent boats to people to go out on the lake, but they're hitting on hard times, and they're the comic relief. And Arnie, the bearded guy, is like clearly like the in charge dude, and he's always like, "It's my boat."
Well, he's Oliver Hardy to the other guys.
Yes.
Stan Laurel.
Yeah.
Stan Laurel, absolutely, and he's always like, "Our boat, it's our boat."
So
Was it me, or were they the only fully formed characters in the movie, though?
They're not.
Yeah.
They're the closest, though. They're like
Closest, that's
pod
what I mean.
people. So, Kyle, will you play Cracker Bait of the dynamic between these two deliciously complex characters?
Arnie, you're one mighty fine sign painter. Did you know something? You sure can't spell worth a damn. I mean, look at that. Everybody knows bait spelled B-A-T-E. Suppose anybody will notice.
Where's Tom and Jerry?
For the podcast listener, the sign that we see, bait is spelled properly B-A-I-T, but tackle is spelled T-A-C-L-E. So it's like for spelling nerds out there, that was like a little spelling joke. You're like, oh, everybody knows bait spelled B-A-T-E.
So I know you guys love the inappropriate library music. I know you love some of the sheriff's bad acting. So before we get there, can I just raise a beef?
Sure.
Please.
There's some Foley work in this film. As a lot of people out there know, Kyle and I do audio work. There's some Foley work, which for you folks who don't know, Foley is replacing the location audio with controlled audio after the fact and sweetening the audio to make it sound, you have more control over it for the final mix. The sound of lake waves lapping up against an aluminum boat in this film was so disturbingly bizarre. It sounded like they just threw a Shure 57 mic in the bottom of this boat and just shot the scene. And I love to play that.
Please.
Tie me up. Listen, if you don't get them motors fixed, you and me is going round and round. My arm's about ready to fall off. You see this oar? You're lucky I'm too pooped out to beat you over the head with it.
That's what Shamu hears all the fucking time, day in, day out. Just like wow, bow, 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 and like some hillbilly going like yelling at him like I treat you nice. Why don't you eat my
weirdest? Like I didn't notice it, but
I didn't either. But now that you pointed out, I'm like,
really
that's
weird.
Like that's incredibly loud.
I've heard that sound, but it seems really pronounced for the.
Exactly.
They thought they were so clever.
Ooh.
Oh, we'll just put the microphone in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah.
I think
Problem
they were like,
solved.
maybe they were insiders and they were like, yeah, this is the sound that Ben Burt rejected for lightsabers.
See, this director was really cutting edge. Instead of like using interesting camera angles, he used interesting microphone placement.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, people are gonna really like be talking about this years from now.
Yeah, avant-garde sound design's where it's at, bro.
So I think you guys have gathered
Wally.
from comments that Kyle and I have in chat sessions that we were not enamored of this film. So I feel like you and Joe need to carry the weight here because I have not a lot to say about it beyond this point.
Well,
sorry,
all right. Well, I just think I think it's nice to look at. I think at least, unlike a lot of films, at least attempts comedy in a couple of places and sometimes pulls it off. And not great,
no,
but it's also, it's lighthearted.
It's got that kind of like, Catskills humor.
But then it'll bring you back down with like just a psycho fucking guy who shoots people in a liquor store. This guy, did we talk about this?
No.
This guy goes in the liquor store. He goes, so new character midway through the movie. He goes in a liquor store. He's driving through downtown. Goes in a liquor store. He goes out and he picks out his pint of liquor of his choice. He goes up to the counter. He makes the guy ring it up. And then he pulls out a gun and shoots him and shoots a lady who just came in with a grocery bag. And he leaves.
Well, Joe, that's kind of like, you have to understand his psyche. It's kind of like a person saying, I only smoke, so you choose situations where you drink all the time. What? So he's like, if I do it this way, if I do it this way, I have to rob liquor stores left and right because I love killing people. But I promised myself I would only kill people when I steal liquor. So I just steal pints.
Oh, it was like that thing. Yeah,
it's a self-control kind of trick.
Right. Like it's like that whole thing.
Don't
like
steal too much and get in murder enough.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
makes sense.
But it was funny that he made the guy ring it up, and then he didn't. Like, hey man, I killed 2 people. I might as well take the $200 in the register, or maybe grab a fifth of liquor, or a couple fifths instead of just a pint. Like, are you gonna have to kill 2 more people tomorrow to get another fifth? Like,
there's a sign, Joe, on the register though that says, "Steal all you want, but drink all you steal."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just polite.
You drink
That's how we do it in Oregon.
It says you drink it, you buy it. Yeah, you drink it, you buy it. Actually, this was filmed in California, and I think it's supposed to take place there.
Well, actually, I think what it is it is Northern California. I think if you have them ring it up, if he gets caught, he can be like, it wasn't, hey, would I kill him if I, why would I have him ring it up? Why would I murder him? He rang it up.
They were attacking me. I didn't steal the money. I clearly wasn't stealing the money. I didn't steal the money, so
yeah.
And I'm only buying a pint of this shitty whiskey. Like, why would I? Clearly, that lady with the grocery bag was attacking me. It's self-defense. Yeah, that's a good tactic. Anyway, if you didn't notice, there was a rack of T-shirts in the front of that scene, because we see that same still for a while the guy comes in, pays for booze, gets out, and our killer guy comes in, and there's a rack of T-shirts and then T-shirt at the front. And Jolie pointed it out. She's like, the T-shirt just says booze, so it's this T-shirt and it says booze,
I know,
just
want one.
booze, and then there's bottles at the bottom. That was the 1980 pot leaf on the hat.
Yep.
I was like, that's amazing. That's so great. That just booze. Yeah, deal with it. I like booze. That's what I'm
So
you know what? I actually thought that this short film, the short film inside of this film, where the guy robs the liquor store and then has this whole separate adventure inside of this movie, for me was one of the most exciting parts of the movie.
Me too.
I would like to just see that kind of removed from the rest of it and just be its own short little piece.
Yeah, I've seen sheriffs drink shitty coffee before, and God, it felt like that was half the goddamn movie.
Talking on the phone, drinking coffee.
Chit-chatting on the phone.
But you have to agree that this clearly isn't the shittiest
I think that
thing ever.
Come on, the sheriff was very charismatic. You got to admit.
Also, you guys, Matt and Kyle, did you know? I didn't know this until I saw the credits. Did you know this was filmed in Phantomation? I don't even know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
It does sound good.
It said it was filmed in Phantomation, and that sounds grape-tacular.
Well, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna seal this movie up. I don't know if do we have any more any good clips from the movie?
There's a shit ton of clips, but you got to call on them.
Well,
this film is cinema non grata with me.
Yeah.
There was a couple really funny hillbilly clips I found amusing, but it was mostly because of the music and their terrible delivery.
There's Cracker Fight and I want to hear.
All right, let's play one.
All right, play one of the hill, because they really are the highlights of the movie.
All the dumb things to do. Dumb! Them people are probably long gone by now. Got themselves a free boat ride into the park.
You know, if you don't shut your yap, I'm gonna bust you right in the chops. Always yapping at me like some ugly little dog.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, this is what happens. I was gonna say long story, but it's not a story. There's a dinosaur, kills some people. Sheriff finally corners it. I can't even remember the details. Gets it out of the water. The hillbilly doesn't want him to kill it because it's a gold mine. And the dinosaur kills the hillbilly, and then they kill the dinosaur.
I'll tell you what, I was on board, but final thought. My final thought on this, they were saying let's capture this dinosaur, and I was on board with that until that motherfucker killed that hillbilly guy, Arnie, and then I was like, no, kill that thing, and I cried when he died.
So.
I have one little thing I want to talk about, and there's a clip to accompany this, but I was wondering if anybody else noticed this very special relationship between the doctor and the sheriff. And I'm not just talking about two small town professionals at the top of their game. I'm talking about the inappropriate touching and the glaring at each other and the long phone calls.
Sipping coffee at the same time.
Yeah.
Sipping coffee in unison is weird, I think.
The sheriff the sheriff has this really tough day, and he needs to call somebody.
Tough day of what?
Just talk about it. So this
swatting
is
flies.
This is after his run in with the killer. So he's just at this emotional crossroads. So he's like, I just want to call up the doctor. We'll play a quick little clip of that.
Hello, Doc. Steve. Listen, I had the damnedest experience this afternoon. Some punk tried to turn me into a hood ornament. I haven't the slightest idea why, but that isn't the strange part. I ran him down to the lake, and we exchanged some fire, and I hit him and knocked him into the water. When I got over to where he went in, there was no trace of him. Just a very large pool of blood. That's right. You know, Doc, I'm about ready to believe there's something in what you've been telling me. I want to cover that lake with a fine-tooth comb, and I want to do it now. I know it's almost dark, but I need some answers, and I need them quick. Thanks, Doc. I'll be over as soon as I can. Right. Goodbye.
If you actually go back and listen to that, like, because Kylie put it in my head, if you're really thinking about it being homoerotic, 'cause I'm pretty sure I've had a gay cousin or something tell me about, this guy made me his hood ornament. And there's
That's
a lot of
what
blood.
that means. Oh my god.
I just love the idea of, like, the guy being like, I wanted him to be, two things I wanted to see happen in this movie. One I didn't know until just now, which was the sheriff calling him and be like, hey, Doc, I just had my first hard day at work. And the other was, at the end, when Arnie dies, like, they get all Bob Raffleson on it or something, or like Dirty Harry, like the end of Dirty Harry. And I totally wanted, like, a high noon moment where the sheriff, like, man, they killed that Loch Ness monster, killed Arnie. And I wanted him to, like, take his fucking star and throw it on the ground and walk off and credits. And it was almost that. But, like, I just wanted him to, like, fucking own that. I thought it was so great. I was like, yes, bravo, bravo.
What did happen? Because I think I blacked just started.
Well, he
I went to a
walks
safe
off,
place.
and the young
I went to Michael chewing
paleontologists
on
or whatever
tits.
they're supposed to be walk up and look at the body, and then they just show what happens is Kevin Pollak character. Like, they sort of cut to a shot of the lake, and then they cut to Kevin Pollak's character, and Kevin Pollak's character is like, he's doing the like, oh, it's lovely. It was like, he goes, oh my god, it's so amazing. He just stares like fucking Clooney in like Michael Clayton in the back of the car. He's just staring, like the shot is on him for so long. I'm like, this is insane. This is fucking insane. And then he's like, our boat.
He does
our
not
boat,
say that.
Arnie. Yes,
does.
yes. He goes, our boat. It's our boat, Arnie. Our boat. And then he goes, like, you fucking dumbass, or whatever he says, like, you dummy. And then it's like, whatever, shot behind him and track up and away and fucking done. Credits. Sunset. Woo!
So
yeah.
the film,
tears in eyes.
The film really is about them.
Hanky's coming out.
Yeah, the
Yes.
hillbillies are just the comic relief to begin with, but by the end, it's their movie.
Yeah, by the end, Arnie is your fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I was like, what? Did you just do that? What just happened? They did the old switcheroo. I couldn't believe it. Whatever. Not the best movie ever, but, like, fucking crazy. Like, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? You want to smoke a bunch of fucking bowls and watch a crazy movie? Watch this.
One thing
Check
I will
this
notice,
shit out.
another theme that I've noticed with a lot of the movies we watch, especially these two movies, is it seems like there's a large proportion of movies that were being made that the people making them were disinterested in what they were doing. So,
that's true.
The hallmark of shitty filmmaking to me is we see a scene happen, and then one of the actors comes on screen and tells everybody else in the scene what we just witnessed.
Yeah.
And they do this 5 or 6 different times in this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that phone call is just one example. It happens multiple times. It just drives me absolutely nuts.
Every time there's any sort of action, which is infrequently. I don't even think we've mentioned that the fact that the dinosaur is stop motion animation. Think Harryhausen or whatever. poorly done.
Well, I think it's fine. It's fine that it's animated the way it is. I think they like
Not
in the
for
same,
the year it was made.
No. In the same year, Clash of the Titans came out. But the reason that the same level of stop motion animation can be pulled off in that movie is because the character design is better. And in this movie, the character design of that fucking rubber piece of shit, whatever the fuck, plesiosaur, is terrible. So it looks shitty. But I think if the treatment of the model is better, like this, there's nothing with the actual animation of the thing. But
yes,
if you watch,
yet
you know what I
again,
mean, like the
distinct
same
lack of interest in doing anything
right.
well.
But the stop motion guy, who I think his name is Dave. I can't remember.
Dave W. Allen. David W.
Yeah,
Allen.
I was gonna say Dave Allen, but he went on to do a lot of other great stuff. And it's like you can tell that like if you watch Clash of the Titans, the only which came out I think the same year. The only difference between the level of quality in the stop motion is like, well, Bubo is an amazing fucking design puppet, and the Medusa head any of that is fucking amazingly designed. So the model makers made this great shit.
The best animated thing in Clash of the Titans, though, is Harry Hamlin.
Yes, I know. They taught him to love. They really brought him to life.
Well.
Let's wrap this thing.
Let's wrap this shit
Let's kill
up.
it. Let's kill it. I say smoke a bunch of bowls and watch this movie, and maybe if you really want to, like, if you're still high, maybe check the other one out if it's close to Halloween.
So that is that. So what are you giving for the two movies then, there, Joe?
I'm giving. It's pretty much. It's a very grayscale, and it's very much like, how high are you?
It's pronounced grayskull.
It's very gray skull. It's a very gray skull.
Oh yeah,
it's a gray skull. It's like how much do you want your face melted off? Is pretty much. I don't really like the zombie one. I don't like the first one. I felt like it was way too drawn out. I had a lot of fun with the Crater Lake one, almost as if it was one that I grew up on, even though I didn't.
Right.
But I don't know what that is. Maybe I'm just like maybe it was a long week. But maybe smoke some pot and check it out. I don't know. You be the judge.
So two trashes for you. Wait, no.
I'm saying
trash and a cool.
I'm saying one trash, one cool. Yeah.
So
I'm going to do that.
Kyle, right the ship.
I am going to have to go for Burial Ground. I enjoyed Burial Ground. I laughed more at Burial Ground than I did at the Crater Lake Monster. And so for me, I'm going to go cool trash for Burial Ground and trash for...
Oh, shit. There were degrees of this shit? I thought it was just cool or trash.
No, it's just... no, okay, so then I'm going to go cool for Burial Ground. I'm going to go straight up trash for Crater Lake Monster.
I like the idea of doing like cool trash, cool.
No.
Too complicated. Matt's like, no, too complicated.
7 thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
6.5 thumbs up.
I'm going to have to say Burial Ground was trash. And, actually, in Crater Lake Monster, I had this fondness for it, and it's retroactively ruined my childhood.
Explain both of those.
I love it. Yeah.
Why is Burial Ground trash, and how is this ruined?
It's ruined zombies for me. You can't unhear the weird little dude, the kid. That's so creepy. And there's a few minutes of like Will Ferrell silliness, sort of some sound bites and whatnot. But overall, it was just a plodding. I can't recommend it to anybody. It's just mostly just boring. The boobs don't even wake me up. And Crater Lake Monster is just like, aside from the hilarious, Catskills comedy duo, it's really fucking awful. And I thought I loved it, and I don't, and I don't know who I was as a child anymore. So
are
trash,
you double trash?
Double trash, hard,
wow.
really
Ouch.
big trash. Those are really rough week for me.
Ouchie. So for me, it's Burial Ground to me is it's a piece of trash, but it's cool because it is infamous for its incest and for its sleaziness. And I'm looking for sleaze, guys. I was amused by it, even if I was bored in the middle. Bored. To me, Peter Bark and some cool zombie makeup and a little bit of gore here and there make that tip the scales to cool for me. And Crater Lake Monster did not work at all. This is a throwback to 50s giant monster movies, which I love when they're in the 50s, but when they're in 1977, it's stupid. And this film was stupid, and the way it was handled in post-production was stupid, and it was boring. And it felt to me like reading a goddamn fucking manual. It was a terrible film. I hated it. Trash.
Crapped out there.
Trash.
You said it read like a manual. What?
To something you don't own.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's trash. It was terrible. I watched it on the TV through YouTube and barely made it through. It made me grumpy to have to go back through and grab clips for the show.
The weird thing is
I hated it.
You haven't seen this until you're an adult, but it sounds like it ruined your childhood as well.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Oof, it was awful. Sorry about that, guys.
So was this on television? Were you watching this on television, Scott?
I think I watched it on Betamax.
Okay.
Kyle, I think this was a common. Go back to our youth, like KPTV, like Pat McCormick Sunday afternoon matinee thing. I think this was kind of a frequent programmer.
I'm surprised I never saw it.
Yeah, see, I think the reason I sought it out when I was a child was because my sister worked at Crater Lake every summer right after high school for a couple of years, and we went up there
the real Crater Lake.
The real Crater Lake, and so then, it's the Crater Lake Monster. It's like, it's famous. And now that I think about it, I think I watched the movie and I was terribly disappointed. Yeah,
it's terribly disappointing.
Because it wasn't the real lake, and that sounds more right now.
Well, if only knew that a week ago.
Hey, you guys, I went to Bass Lake in California, and they filmed The Great Outdoors there, and that's a shitty movie. So that's my story.
Okay,
but it was a fun time.
So,
beautiful lake, terrible movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
So moving on real quickly, we're moving on to The Antidote. I chose this film, so it's my duty to pick an antidote. Joe suggested maybe I pick an Italian film to kind of, match up with the choice I made. So,
Emmanuel?
I am picking
Emmanuel. Nice.
Actually, that would be almost appropriate, though.
I want to keep it free whenever I can, so I'm picking a free Italian film that is good. And my choice is Mario Bava's, don't judge by the name, Kill Baby Kill. Scott, actually, you gave me this film a few Halloweens ago on a DVD, some kind of cheapy Halloween DVD, but it's a really, really good horror movie. I think you even mentioned that you watched it and said it was really good. Mm-hmm. But it's got Bava. It's got kind of like almost like a Argento vivid color scheme going on. It's a gothic horror film, and it's a slow burn. And when you get to the end, there's some really, really creepy stuff that happens. And I was pretty blown away by it, actually, for like a double feature $4 DVD Halloween thing. It was good. So you can watch this on YouTube. So I recommend Kill Baby Kill by Mario Bava as a makeup because Italy is a great country. Don't judge it by Battleground. Watch Kill Baby Kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, judge it by their art.
And mine is nothing obscure. This is there's no cure for the Crater Lake Monster. I mean, maybe a tetanus shot.
Actually, I have a cure for it, but
I wouldn't. You can recommend a cure. This is an obscure. I was trying to find something that was a giant monster or swamp thing. Nothing can come up with this creature from the Black Lagoon that seemed to fit, but it doesn't really because everyone's seen it. Fantastic movie. But Joe, maybe you have an actual obscure cure for us.
Just a real side note here before Joe goes. Scott, that's a good recommendation. And if you lived here in Portland. In the last week, you could have gone to the Academy Theater and seen that screened in 35mm in 3D.
In 3D? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
It just ended last night.
Dang. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen it in
That
3D.
would've been so
I've seen it in 3D
cool.
3 times, and it's
Swamp
amazing.
Thing?
No, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
That movie is it's the weirdest movie because it's black and white, but it's still one of the most vivid movies ever made.
It's beautifully shot.
Beautiful. One of the most beautiful black and white movies ever made. Fantastic movie.
Well, I was going to recommend, on account of what's it called, Crater Lake Monster having stop motion animation monster in it. Another movie that has stop motion in it, that doesn't revolve around it, but it is in it, is a not enough heralded movie called The Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe from 1964, directed by George Pal. And George Pal, animation fans will know, was like an animation guy. He was like a Harryhausen guy and connected to all the early animation innovators.
I thought you were going to say animation god.
Well, yeah, he kind of is that. He's connected to all those dudes. So the story basically is that a circus rolls into a western town. It's set around the turn of the century. So a western town on the frontier. A mysterious circus comes into town, and it teaches characters in that town valuable lessons. That's sort of the basic, very broad thing of it.
It feels like a Ray Bradbury story.
It does. It feels, yes. That's
like each character has these little weird encounters, and they are perfectly suited to their situation.
They're necessary epiphanies. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like, oh, this is what you needed to discover.
Yeah.
Like sort of like a psychiatrist.
Yeah. Kyle, have you seen this film?
Who's the lead in this?
Tony Randall.
It's Tony Randall Tony Randall in several.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
So he plays Pan. He plays Medusa. He plays
Medusa. He plays Nostradamus. He plays the
yeah.
titular Dr. Lowe.
This movie. Yes, I watched this when I was a kid on cable, and it captured my heart. Like, this to me is like, if you want to know who I was as a kid and who I was before I became a jaded, bitter asshole, watch The Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe.
It also stars the beautiful, sexy Barbara Eden, who most of us only know as
Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah. She's wonderful. And it's just a wonderful film. Like, you can watch it with your kids. You could watch it as a kid. You could watch it as an adult and feel like a kid. Like, if you don't fucking cry watching this movie, like, you're dead inside. Like, you might as well commit suicide because you have no hope for wonderment in your life. Like, it's fucking seriously that good.
And I remember, Joe, just to take a personal note here, I remember you saying around the time I got married to Renee that you considered using the end kind of speech, the last missive from Dr. Lowe, as my like toast in the
No,
wedding.
I used it in your toast.
Oh, you did use it. Yeah, that's right.
I did. I said, which was also used. Fans of Mystery Science Theater will remember when Joel left Mystery Science Theater.
Right.
He left a note for the bots. And it's
touching.
They read the whole thing, and then they realized at the end, they're like, "What? That's the end. That's the speech of the Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe." And so it's that, and it's like the whenever you pick up a handful of dust, see not the dust, but a marvel, a wonder there in your hand, and that kind of thing. And it sounds very cheesy, but in the magic and the sort of majesty of the whole picture, it makes sense, and it sweeps you up in a way that it sweeps you up in a way that pictures don't do anymore. Like, a way that, if you're willing to be swept away, that certain musicals can do, like Singing in the Rain can do, or The Music Man, or things like that. And it's hard to let go of cynicism, to let those things really sweep you up. But when they do, it's The Fall. We talked about The Fall, and Elliot Kalin on the Flophouse podcast mentions it a lot, The Fall. So I'm glad that that's getting more people to see that, because Kyle, you'd asked of like, hey, have you seen The Fall? And I'm like, you mean that movie, the Tarsem movie? And you're like, no, the TV thing. And I'm like, okay, too many things are called The Fall. But that's another, like, those wonderful sort of like, it's hard to see a movie when you're like approaching 40 that like can still access that kind of like childlike wonder.
Have you seen Emmanuel?
No, this is
that accesses my inner.
There's a few of them
18-year-old.
are free on there. I'm going through them in order here.
So to just
that
kind of
Emmanuel accesses my inner boner, but not my inner wonder.
Almost like the Herbie movies.
So
Herbie Goes Ballistic.
So just to kind of get this back on track here. So Joe, this film is a major studio film, but Joe says you can watch it in 10 chunks.
Oh no! I just looked it up, and it is in its entirety. You can watch it as a full video on YouTube.
Oh wow!
Oh, cool.
Awesome. So yeah, if you guys want to watch a movie that basically shaped me and Joe as children to the people we are, and we still respond to, highly recommend The Seven Faces of Dr. Lowe.
And you can watch it in one place without having to do it in chunks on YouTube. So that's a super bonus.
And when you cry, think of me, because I pretty much tear up and get weird every time I see it. And I'm not a guy that cries easily.
Yeah, like I start like punching the sky, like high fiving angels kind of shit. But it's like fist bumps. Like why isn't everything possible? Yeah. It's amazing. It's the way every after-school special was meant to feel, but never did.
All right, so we've blown Tony Randall enough. Let's talk about the next film and get out of here.
All right. So what is the next one?
The next film, Scott's not going to be here because he's opted to back out and let us have a guest on that's been wanting to be on here for a while. So
it's bananas.
We're going to have my friend, Jason Farrell. Joe knows him as well. He is my co-host on another podcast I do about books. And he's going to step on and do Mystics in Bali. Mystics in Bali is an Indonesian film. You know how much we loved The Stabilizer. Imagine a film based on the superstitions and fear and mythology of Bali. So if you know much about Bali, I don't want to spoil this film at all, but I just want to mention that in Southeast Asian countries, there's a myth of this concept of this female spirit that is a head that leaves its body and brings its organs with it, trailing behind it, and floats through the air and feeds on children.
Holy shit.
So we're going to watch a movie based on black magic and that kind of mythology. And
it is bananas.
It is bananas.
Should I watch it in the daytime?
No.
Should I watch it with someone I love?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should I watch it stoned or drunk?
It's a great. Actually, this is a
sober.
Yes.
Or what?
Either. You should. No, I would. You'll just
All three?
watch it the first time. Probably get comfortable, and the second time go back and try to watch it and take it in sober.
I'm a little scared.
I think it might be the weirdest movie we watched as a group.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's insane. I'll definitely be sending in a little sound file for that one.
Please do.
This is a great one for everyone to watch before Halloween.
Yes. So Mystics in Bali. It's available online. Just look on YouTube. You can find it.
Wonderful.
Completely insane.
And we'll have Jason Farrell on. So, you guys, thank you so much for talking about Barrel Ground. And Scott, thank you not so much for bringing up Crater Lake Monster and making me watch it twice.
Yeah, and thank you for making me watch. Well, thank you very little for making me watch Barrel Ground.
Okay, so I guess we're even.
Hey, it's a draw, you guys. It's a draw.
All right. Well, anyway,
we've been punished enough.
Yes, I'll talk to you guys soon. So for That's Cool, That's Trash, I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Joe Kincher.
Kyle Schaefer.
And Scott Swenson.
And you guys stay trashy.
Yeah, be kind, rewind, folks.
That's cool. That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
Didn't you like my little show?
You look just like a little whore. But I like that little